Alrighty, imitation crab, imitation crab. I mean, you think they could have thought of a better name than imitation crab. Leg style. Leg style. Crab classic. I mean, at least it's not, it's like, it's being straight up. Imitation crab. Like, it's not real. This is just straight up fake crab. Cool. Yep. Alaska poly. Alrighty, woof, woof. Greetings, my beautiful lovelies. It's Emmy. How are you? It's great to see you and welcome back. Today, I'm going to be making a recipe that was brought to my attention by lovely Lashana. Lashana, thank you so much for leaving the comment down in one of my videos saying, make the imitation crab snacks. I said, what? And then I went, of course, onto the TikToks and found the imitation crab snacks. We're going to be making crispy, chippable snacks out of this imitation crab, crab classic. This is imitation crab. As you can probably guess, this is not real crab. This is fake, as it says, imitation crab. It is made out of fish. It's made from Alaska pollock and water and egg whites and cornstarch, and then a little bit of this red dye is put on there to make it look a bit like crab legs. This is the leg style, meaning this is the stick style, and these snacks look to be made best with this style of imitation crab. Now, I watched a couple of videos on TikTok on how to make this. I believe the original one comes from Vivian Cafe. I'll put a link down below to the original. Also, Albert Can Cook did the recipe, Vivian's recipe for this snack. And it looks super, super simple. Basically, we're going to be taking the imitation crab meat and seasoning it a bit and putting a little bit of oil, and then we're going to air fry it until it's nice and crispy like chips. And it looks fairly economical. This is an 8-ounce pack, and this is $3.59 at my grocery store. And I imagine we're going to be able to get a good bunch of chips from this, at least a couple of batches, because this is pretty dense and we're going to be unfurling it. So let's go ahead and do this. Oh, if you're not subscribed already, please consider doing so. And also follow me on social media so you can get in touch with me and let me know of things like this, like imitation crab snacks. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get started. Now, imitation crab, if you've never had it before, you might have had it in a California roll, which is a maki sushi, a rolled sushi that has a bit of imitation crab, some cucumber, and avocado. Very, very popular sushi. Although, technically, I don't know if it'd be considered sushi because I don't know. I'm no sushi expert. At any rate, I'm saying you might have had this before without even knowing it. Now, this is what it looks like that. Da-da-da. So it's supposed to look like king crab legs, these sticks here. And they dye it with this kind of orange, red colored dye. So it looks like a leg of a crab. And what's interesting about it is that it has this kind of a structure. The fish that they use to make this is pulverized into a paste and then extruded into some kind of strip like this, and then it's kind of rolled up, so you get kind of this striation in the texture of crab, although in my opinion it tastes nothing like crab. In fact, the last time I had this was when I made the sushi bake, which was an excellent recipe. I'll put a link down below to that, which uses imitation crab and mayonnaise mixed together, served on hot rice and then baked. Delicious, delicious. Definitely try it if you haven't tried it already, but let's go ahead and give this a taste. Here we go. Itadakimasu. Tastes just like I remember. Slightly sweet, of the sea, kind of briny. The texture is very homogeneous. There's a slight bounce to it. It's a little bit like if you've ever had those fish cake meatballs in pho, for example, or if you've had kameboko, which is little fish cake in ramen or in udon noodles. Very, very similar to that. In fact, I believe this fish paste is called surimi in Japanese. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that's what it's called. So what we're going to do is unfurl it like this. You can just peel it. And the reason why we're doing that is to get these really thin sheets. And that's what's going to give us the crispy, crispy snack. And the thinner this is, the crispier our snack is going to be, and the faster our snack is going to toast up. So we could use a knife, but I think I'm just going to tear it into strips like this. See? Very simple. And this is already cooked, so that's why you can use it in things like a sushi bake. It also makes a great kind of like an egg salad or tuna salad. If you put some chopped egg in it, add some mayo, salt and pepper. Very, very tasty. So one stick gives us a pretty good pile, and I'm going to place it into a bowl and continue doing this for the rest of this package. And this package of mine is 8 ounces, and I get 8 sticks. So each one of these sticks is 1 ounce. So I'm going to proceed and keep peeling my imitation crab, and then we'll get back to seasoning and frying these up. Okay, be right back. Alrighty, so I have peeled and separated all of my crab sticks. I've got probably about maybe a cup and a half of strips here, and I'm preheating my air fryer at 350 so that we can fry these up. We're going to bake them or fry them for about 9 minutes. Okay, before we do that though, we need to season them with some pepper, black pepper. You could use any seasoning you like, but I'm following Vivian's recipe. Salt, good pinch of that, and some oil. This is grapeseed oil, any kind of neutral oil will work. I'm using about a tablespoon. And I'm going to toss this to make sure there's some oil on every little bit. That will help with the crisping. Whatever width you end up tearing yours at, just try to make them consistent so they toast up evenly. All right, now we're just going to wait for this to finish preheating. My air fryer is now ready for me to add the crab, imitation crab. And we're just going to dump that in there. And spread it out a little bit so that it's nice and even. And we are going to fry these for 9 minutes, stirring them every 3. So that, again, we can get a nice even toastiness. There we go. Into the fryer. Okay, see you in 9 minutes. Alrighty, the air fryer just stopped, so let's check on our snacks. Ooh, that's what they look like. And to me, they don't look quite ready yet. Not quite golden enough for me. That was 9 minutes at 350. So I'm going to give this 1 more minute. Crispy, but not quite golden enough. So a little bit more time, just a schmidty. All right, air fry. My air fryer has to do this whole preheat thing, which I find a bit bothersome, but it is what it is, right? So we'll just do another minute and see how they are after 1 minute. Okay. Alrighty, so I checked on my snacks about after a minute, and I took a few of them out that were nice and golden already, and these ones should be almost ready. So make adjustments with your air fryer in terms of cooking time. So mine's taking it'll take anywhere from 9 to 12 minutes, I'm guessing. Okay, let's go ahead and check on it. Yes, indeed. You see how they're turning golden? So the ones on the edges seem to turn golden a little bit faster. So I'm going to take those out, and listen to that. They are crispy. The ones in the middle are a little bit pale. I'm going to leave those in there a little longer so we can get nice and even crisping. Because we want to be able to keep our snacks if we don't munch them all up. And if they're wet, they're going to get soggy. So we want these to be totally dry. Now, this air fryer has a pretty large basket. If your basket is smaller, don't put the whole entire pack of crab in there because it will not get crispy. So make adjustments to your cooking situation. Yeah, I'm calling those done. Some of those are a little bit paler, but you know what? It's time. Now, give the rest of these a final little shaky. So everyone has some chili powder on it. You can add garlic powder to this, onion powder, cheese powder. Give them a little toss. You hear that? I'm already impressed and I haven't even tasted them yet. Okay. Alrighty, my lovelies, let's give our imitation crab snacks a taste. They crisped up beautifully. Can you hear that? As they were air frying, they slightly puffed up, which I found very interesting, and then proceeded to dry out and get very, very crispy and toasty. Look at the toasty color on that. Some of them got toastier than others, but that is the nature of the air fryer. But even the lighter ones look toasted as well. I mean, they seem very, very dry. Alrighty, let's give them a taste. I want one that has, I want one of these pink ones. Alrighty, here we go. Itadakimasu. Mmm, delicious. They do finish a little bit dry on the end in terms of just absorbing all the saliva in your mouth, but the flavor is really good, really nutty and seafoody, a bit like a shrimp chip, but not as intensely shrimpy. The texture is really nice, really crisp and airy and light. Perfect kind of snack texture. This one's a little bit lighter in color, and this has a slight little chew to it. It's not as completely airy and almost styrofoamy in crunch. Still great texture. So when you bake yours, if you decide to make this recipe, go ahead and toast it all the way. So you get this really great kind of tan color to it. Then you'll know they're completely dried out. Great flavor. Not too fishy though. I love shrimp chips. If you've never had a shrimp chip before, stop in any Asian market and you'll find them in the snack section. They're delicious. My mom would get them for my brother and I when we were kids. They have a very intense shrimpy, seafoody flavor because they're shrimp chips, and combined with a nice, really toasted nuttiness and a great styrofoamy, airy crunch. And they're lovely. I like the ones that have a little bit of chili in them, which this addition of a little bit of chili flake on top of this, not chili flake, but chili powder, is really welcomed. I like that. And this is reminiscent of that, but the intensity of a shrimp chip is much more powerful than these. These are actually very mild. Great crunch. And as I said earlier, they do finish a bit dry. Once you finish snacking on the crisp, your mouth feels a bit dry. But then you go and pick up another one. These are very tasty and very, very easy to make. In terms of economy, a pack at my supermarket of imitation crab legs was $3.59, and this would make, I would say, an equivalent of a bag of some kind of snack that you would get at the supermarket. So in terms of economy, it's about the same. You are using a little bit of energy and some time to make these, of course, but fun little experiment, relatively inexpensive, tasty, and these are slightly sweet in terms of a snack as well, just a little bit. These remind me a little bit of the pasta snacks I made, the snacks that you can make very inexpensively from pasta. But that process was much more laborious because you had to boil the pasta and then dehydrate them and allow them to dry before you fried them. So you had to do some advanced work. This, you just kind of unwrap, pull them apart, and then just fry them up to get quick and easy snackies. This method does require an air fryer, and if you don't have one, as I said, you can bake these, tear them up into strips, bake them into your oven for about 10 minutes, dry them out a little bit, get some of that moisture out, and then you can deep fry them. So they'll be crispy and crunchy, and they might even be a little bit better because, you know, everything deep fried is better. I don't know why that is, but it's just true. Alright, my lovelies, that's how you can take imitation crab legs and transform them into crispy snacks in 10 fast minutes. Pretty incredible, and I would say worth it if you've got crab snacks legs lying around. Thanks so much as always for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that one. I hope you learned something. Please share this video with your friends. Follow me on social media. I love hearing from you. I learn so much about what's going on in the world from you, so please get in touch with me. Like this video, consider subscribing, and I shall see you in the next video. Toodaloo, take care, bye! Okay, I'm gonna do just one more. Okay, one more. Voila! Voila!